Turn to Addis Ababa, where peaceful transition of power and conflict resolution have dominated the first day of the 32nd African Union Summit. Institutional reforms and the establishment of a continent-wide free trade zone are some of the top issues. Before the session opened on Sunday, Rwandan President Paul Kagame handed over the chairmanship of the continental body to his Egyptian counterpart, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. El-SISI will work with South Africa's Cyril Ramaphosa as the first vice chairman, and the Democratic Republic of Congo's Felix Tshisekedi as the second vice chair. Tshisekedi's inclusion is seen as his acceptance after AU earlier rejected his election. For more about the new leader, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, and the summit's focus on displacement and refugees, CGTN's Koleta Wanjohi reports from the Ethiopian capital.
African leaders meeting in Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa, have so far discussed several issues, including the continental free trade area that's supposed to be an economic bloc that will allow more intra-Africa trade. Also, the African leaders will be discussing issues of migration, which is also a pertinent issue in the continent. And also the theme of this year is refugees and displaced people. The African leaders will be looking at ways to enhance better policies within the continent to allow the displaced people and refugees to have basic needs and better lives in their host countries. The African Union leaders will also discuss issues of peace and security. And in this case, the hotspot areas in the continent that are being discussed include South Sudan, Central African Republic. They'll also be discussing the ongoing insecurity in Libya, the ongoing insecurity and political tension in Somalia. Apart from that, we know that this year President el-Sisi of Egypt will be taking over the chairmanship of the African Union from Rwanda President Paul Kagame. Among the issues that President el-Sisi has expressed that he will put emphasis on in 2019 is the issue of fighting armed conflict and fighting armed groups within the continent. We know that Egypt has been a victim of armed groups. Also, President el-Sisi has said that he will major his tenure 2019 on the issue of preventive diplomacy.
Diplomacy will remain one of our top priorities at the African Union, and we will endeavor to maintain security cooperation, peace and stability regionally and across the continent so that we are able to respond to the various needs of our continent.
Well, an emphasis there from President el-Sisi, and also he has said and pledged that he will support the institutional reforms of the African Union that were led by the outgoing chairperson, Mr. Paul Kagame, the Rwanda president. President el-Sisi has also said that he will base his tenure on post-conflict reconstruction and enable countries that have gone through war and conflicts to be able to rebuild themselves.